Hey there, folks, and welcome back to the Asita Campaign. Last time, we continued our warpath conquering our far-flung and new cultural neighbors of Tatawas and Salusa. We have to deal with some new populations that may not be quite as pleased to be part of the Asitan kingdom as it is, but for now, we are slowly attending to it. We have the new Lower Urimendan province, and the extremely newly conquered, as in just a few seconds ago in the kind of timeline of the playthrough of the campaign, new province of Salusa, which is not quite in such a bad state as Tatawas, for slightly unclear reasons. Maybe it's just less population to work with, but this doesn't look so bad at all. In fact, I might be able to justify going straight over to cultural assimilation. In fact, I will do exactly that. I might be rolling the dice here that this is not just a pre-monthly tick calculation. In fact, I will give it one monthly tick just to sort itself out in case it does actually get a bit worse. Now, let's go ahead and press our advantage forward against Apathy, who we have a claim on thanks to their control of the Awasas tile. I don't really want to expand into another region right now. Tarhantasa is the obvious next region for me, and in all fairness, my early game goal of uniting the Tarhantasan people does require me to enter this region one way or another, so maybe I should do it, but I kind of want to get control of my core region first. That being said, we're in a very narrow coastal area of the world on this map, so we will need to continue expanding east and west no matter what we do. So, I think this is probably okay. It's still the same culture group, same religion. I think the only issue is really just that it's a different region, but honestly, I probably have a character in my nation that I can use as a governor without it being too big of a problem. So I think as long as we enter this region with a careful sense of what we're doing, should be fine. Now, I would like to also take Zarhasa, which is probably going to be the best tile of the Zarhasa province. Yeah, because Yamis is not on a river, so I don't think it's going to count. Actually, it does count as being on a river. Okay. Well, Yamis or Zarhasa would both be fine, since they are both farmland on river, and since it's named after the province, or vice versa, Zarhasa, the tile, is going to be a better pick, I think. So I would like to take this territory too, but I won't be able to fight Zarhasa directly. I have no claims on them. And if I manage to somehow, I guess here's one question. Can I actually conquer Apathy prior to the 790, start of the 790 year, when I'll be doing my next War Council, as I may be able to get a claim on them from the War Council. I'll only at that point have a handful of neighbors. We shall see. So, with this in mind, let's go ahead and press our advantage northward and attack Apathy. To take Salusa, here we go. My war exhaustion is mounting, I'm fully aware, but I don't care. Let's leave behind... Alright, I've been burned by the chariot. Let's leave behind two... Actually, let me leave behind two skirmisher units to take Awasas, while the rest of them head straight for Apathy to probably do an assault right away. Yeah, especially if they don't actually recover their full garrison, this should be more than doable. Also, we do have a number of prisoners to attend to. Let's go ahead and do just that. Alright, I'll sell you. Definitely going to sell you. That is a release right there. Get out of here. I'll sell you. I will sell you. You shall be sold, and you, wouldn't you know it, you are going to be sold as well. Okay. Alright, and with this money, I should continue reinvesting into my land. Given that Warsti is the only other city I have that is actually my core population right now, I think I should... Actually, I'm out of building slots. Never mind. False alarm. What should I use this money for? I could build that theater that I speculated about building over here. I do need to assimilate things over here. Alternatively, I can build a theater down here. It's just as necessary. I mean, theaters will eventually be mainstays in all of my city locations, so it's not like a building I'll deconstruct later. I think it might be worth building a theater down here just to give me some additional assimilation here. And I will actually, speaking of assimilation, I will switch this over to the cultural assimilation policy now, I think. Actually, I was going to wait for the monthly tick, but you know what? This actually forced the tick anyways. We're fine. No big deal. And what is my... Let's remember adventure timing. May... So basically, May of 91. Let's remember that as best we can. Can we get to Apathy and assault it prior to the end of the year? Not sure. If we can get that border with Zarahasa ahead of our war council, that'll be great. If not, not a huge deal. A claim on the very large Parha would also be more than fine, in my opinion. Let's also get down to speed 2. No need to rush ahead wildly. Scholar of the Divine. Unaffiliated, has by all accounts remained a Scholar of the Divine woman for much of her life. By the way, the influence stakeholder action that Ukara is doing has been producing a lot of these events. This is a lot of RNG hits on these, because these are all the Scholar of the Divine and the other one, the Priest one. They are coming from him doing influence stakeholders, so this is some pretty good RNG. It caused some embarrassment, therefore, when she was discovered extorting a local temple to an egregiously unreasonable degree. Before reprimanding Anna, it must be said that it would be expeditious to reference to influence her if we were to brush this under the table. Okay, so, again, I don't really want 10 corruption on, mainly because he's the governor of my region. That's the main reason I don't want that. And I don't need PI desperately here, and this character doesn't matter at all, so a slap on the wrist ought to suffice. That is a lot of PI. In fact, any law changes I'd want to do right now. If anything, I'd probably just want to go for familial marriage so that I can have my firstborn, regardless of gender, always inherit the throne. Is there any reason why? Well, I might actually be okay with the eldest male child always inheriting, especially because I can't have female officers. I'm not going to be able to, like, groom female successors for rule in the same ways that I could with a male. I can't build up their statesmanship and so on. So I think I'm actually okay sticking with agnatic primogenitor, not to mention it's more historically accurate. I think this is fine. At least it's not worth spending a bunch of PI and stability on. That's really what I should say. Agriculture habits, okay. I could grab increased legitimacy, but that would increase my tyranny as well. And I am trending up in legitimacy as it is. Don't think that's a huge concern. I could change out a god, perhaps. Don't really want to get rid of the 2 capital import roots. And I've already decided that Tunawiya is the best deity of fertility for me. I think for the passive stuff, I want to keep everything where it is. Not to mention the new god I bring in couldn't actually give me an omen in time for the 790 omen cycle. Switching to Golza eventually for the citizen happiness and omen commerce income will be quite nice, but I think at the moment it's not quite useful yet. I still want the extra import routes for commerce economy purposes. I probably am going to switch out Tadahuns once I'm done with him and bring in somebody else. Well, maybe. The military experience gained from Tadahuns is actually really, really strong. I think what I might want to do is actually save up my resources to build cities or to build holy sites. I need 50 PI for a holy site and 300 gold. If I can pull off a pair of wars, Apathy and then maybe Zarhasa, especially, well, I kind of want to, oh, this has a garrison? That's some crazy fort defense right there. My goodness, alright, anyways, but I think I can probably make enough money to get a holy site, and if I were to get a holy site, who would I want the holy site to? I kind of, again, I think anything that boosts, well, you know, Cam Roshipa with the passive stab change and Omen corruption reduction is a solid option. There's just so many good options here. The Luwians have a stacked pantheon right here. Kwanzaa with the monthly PI could be quite good as well. Alternatively, getting extra monthly military experience. Like, my military experience is climbing really, really fast. The, let's see, what's the main source of this? I think it's just the amount of warring that I'm doing, because I have some really strong traditions. Keeping Tadhuns for the military experience might not even be a bad idea. Either way, let's worry about this later. We've got wars to wage. No time to waste. guess I will quickly consider any policy. Let me check my barb power situation. Okay, so I've completely cleared out barb power in this location here and over here. Or actually up here as well, I should say. So I think it's fine to go ahead and change these policies. Lower melas could probably do with something else. And I mean, once we control these, they'll go down anyways, just from where things are, so I think we've fully solved the problem. Let's see, what do I want in lower melas? I get a lot of manpower from Borderlands. Well, at least a little bit. Acquisition of wealth might not be terrible. This would improve my economy. I could also go for centralized population for the same reasons I'm doing it over in nearby Malati. I think I might do that. Actually, do I need more promotion? What's my ratio looking like? I do actually have citizen ratio and noble ratio in my capital here. Promotion's fairly quick. 7.53. But the slots being used up by... Because we can only do one promotion at a time, right? That the promotion system is like one pop promotes at a time in a tile. So speeding it up certainly wouldn't hurt. And I am experiencing promotion out in these tiles. That's the whole goal of having all the citizen ratio. Without more citizen ratio, I'm not going to see pop promotion out here. Well, actually, I do have... Let's see. I have more room in most of these tiles. Promotion might be justifiable out here. Centralization is still so good, though. I think I want to bring more population into my capital right now, and then they can promote in my capital fairly quickly. Let me go to centralization out here. And up here, this is fine just to keep for now. I don't have any other specific policy I want to go for out there. Bring them into the city center. Okay. I think as long as we can actually do an assault here, we should be okay. Alright, occupation's done. Follow them up there. Oh, hello. Do I actually go and attack them? It will slow me down. We're cutting it close as it is. I think we just roll the dice that we get away with this. Okay. I think we launch the assault immediately. I'm rolling the dice here so I can control territory adjacent to Zarhasa in time. Order the assault. Sacking of Apati. Ukura, the first Takis, led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Apati. The enemy flee in disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war like the Kazos back and Asita to admire Ukura greatly, but leaving such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Alright, so what do we have over here, population-wise? Ooh, I would like to... This kill Freeman. This kills allegedly citizens, although it sort of just kills randomly. I think I am fine dealing with this, although it'll be under a new governor. And let's remember that Ukura does have 7 finesse, but I can probably get a high finesse governor who can get this under control. These are same culture group, same religion, so I should be able to assimilate these folks fairly easily. Let the looting be gentle. I've also done a religious complexes out here, which is quite nice. Alright. Now we just wait for it to transfer over, and we should be in the clear. Now, I could lower and re-raise, and I think I probably will after this war, because I don't need to go to war with Zadhasa. And again, the council won't for sure give me a Zadhasa claim, but I'm going to border at that by 1st of January. I'll border Padha, I'll border Tulahit, and I'll border Zadhasa. And I think normally it'll give you up to three claims, depending on how many people you border. Unless it counts ocean borders as well, but I don't think it does because my first council didn't count ocean borders. It only gave me the claim on Warsti. So I think I've managed to pull this off just about. We shall see. Byblos wants my livestock. Alright. A few more days. Bazaar in Warsti is done. Very nice. Alright, is this enough? Yes, it is. Okay, let's go ahead and take this deal. Alright, my king, the Luwian local power of Apathy, accepts her generous peace offer. Apatian Salusa to Asita, and Apatian Zadhasa to Asita. After a protracted conquest, we have finally routed the Apatian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken, many of them having previously held important positions in the Apatian clan council. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. You'll never guess what fate I've decided to impose upon them. Okay, here we go. Border Gore is a little out of control, but we will get some colonization done and fix this up sooner or later. Now, do we lower and re-raise? Probably yes, if anything, just for war exhaustion purposes. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves in war exhaustion, and I would like to recover that. And I don't need to go to war on the 1st of January. And that being said, I actually do have a claim on Tulahit already, so yeah, from my mission. There's really no need for the so I guess the War Council can still give me a Tulahit claim, though, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I think I do want to lower and re-raise. No need to push ourselves here. Plus we now have a chariot, which is nice. 9-month recovery, that's fine. Alright, capital moved, because this game is really great, and I love it deeply. There's really no reason it needed to move here. Just literal, just purposeless development there. Alright. Okay, what do we have up here? We've got a mine for salt. Well, that's fine by me. Probably keep that. Salt can sell for a little bit. We've got some loyalty problems here. We'll keep the capital where the fort is currently, just for the sake of this next war. Once we control Zadhasa, I'll leave the fort there. Hopefully the capital moves there as well. And I will destroy the fort at Apathy, because it will no longer actually be necessary. Alright, for now, though, that's fine. We need a new governor here. Alright, let's go ahead and find someone with a bit of statesmanship built up. Who's got some finesse. Is there such a person in my nation? As usual, I suspect not really. This guy here looks pretty promising. This minor character with really good finesse. Not a lot of martial, but that's fine. I don't need to have a high martial governor right now. Let me see here. He's deceitful, but I'm taking care of that sufficiently with other things I'm doing. Arrogant and deceitful, though, so he has 2 negative loyalty traits. This could present a problem for a governor. As usual, of course, every single high finesse character I deal with has tons of terrible traits. It's just inevitable. This guy's really not, like, suited to being a governor, but I can bribe him and just do bribery on cooldown to keep him loyal. He's not going to have a lot of power base. A double negative loyalty trait character I'm a little unsure about. Do I have anybody else with any finesse other than that guy? Okay, well, first let me go ahead and do this, just so I'm not. There we go. Alright, let's just clear these guys out of the way. everybody? It is. Alright. Alright, back to what we were doing a moment ago. My own nation. Looking for finesse. I mean, the family head is even less loyalty, because he's a family head, so he already has power base. This guy's really out of the question. We just really don't have anyone. This guy, I guess, could be okay. Polesia affiliate. I'm not using him for anything. No statesmanship. There's a little bit of statesmanship, I guess. This guy's married to the ruler's family. Alright, that's a good sign. Deceitful, though. But only deceitful, and he has the positive trait from being married to the ruler family. I mean, but his loyalty is actually similar to the guy I was looking at earlier. Wait, where was I? Yeah, over here. This guy here. This guy is higher... No, that's not right. Why does he have... Oh, granted office. That's true, actually. So once I... So that's actually true. So the other guy here would actually get more loyalty overall, because then he'll be granted the governorship office. I think I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice with this guy. We can also then free up one of the Filiad positions for someone more qualified, because then we'll have someone there. Now, the Filiad family needs to be kept under control, or otherwise this guy, if the family gets sworn, may have loyalty problems, but I think I'll probably manage that just fine. Alright, Polesia Filiad, welcome to the governorship of the region of Tarahuntasa. Okay, 55 loyalty, that is sustainable. Minus 0.40. Let's just go ahead and get this onto harsh treatment for now. Keep it under control. And we have the really terrible Filiad physician. Let's replace this with someone a lot better. Build up some statesmanship on someone worthy. Could literally be anybody. This guy's actually a pretty solid character all around. Let me build up statesmanship on this guy. Actually, is there anyone like younger that just came of age recently? It's promising. Not really. Let's build up statesmanship on Moaziti Harsiotis. Okay. Very nice. Good. All right, that was all successful. Let's save our resources for now and get to the end of the year. Speed 2 is fine. Okay, let's call down our Omen. Now, do I keep Tadhuns in effect? I really like my military experience gain so far. This is pretty brisk, and there are some very strong bonuses I can get from my trees there that I don't want to delay too much. Yeah, I do think I keep Tadhuns mainly for the passive, to be completely honest. Can I get away without doing the Discipline Omen now? Honestly, I probably can. We've got 12 units to work with, coming out of a 100, exactly 100 Asitan population. Our most powerful possible opponent, Padha, has 77 Padhans. Now, anyone in alliances will change the math a bit, but I think we should be able to get away with it now without the discipline bonus. Maybe. I may come to regret this, but I could go for Kameroshiba to reset everyone's corruption back down to 0, because it'll be enough to overpower free hands. I could also do that and then also go down to regular wages as well, so that I am just getting a slightly less severe version, or like a slightly less powerful version of increased wages. Or I could do a la for the reduced fort maintenance. How much fort maintenance do I have so far? Barely any. No, that's fleet maintenance. Let me do some math real quick. So 2 in fort maintenance. What would this be? So this should actually be about 0.26 gold, if I'm doing the math right, for that. Reducing everyone's corruption So what I could do, so the cost-saving measure would be Kamarushipa to reduce everyone's corruption, and then I switch off of the anti-corruption wages thing. So I'm basically scaling back my corruption reduction. It's a very, like, there's, like, multiple layers of things reducing things, so, like, or, like, opposite. So what I'm currently having is all of my officers gaining corruption. So what I can do is I can either run increased wages and that god in order to have active corruption loss, very slow, but active corruption loss, or I can run regular wages for more money and the anti-corruption god for reduced but still gaining corruption gain, basically, with free hand. So I think I probably want to attend to that. I want to try to keep everyone's corruption under control while still benefiting from the extra PI. So let's go ahead and actually, how much popularity is my king? Or does my king have? 58. I could increase his popularity. That's another way I could do this. Plus 0.13 would be quite a bit. That's not a terrible option either, to be honest. But it would grow very slowly. I think I'd rather attend to corruption right now. Let me worship Kamarushipa to get the monthly corruption reduction. Okay. But I'm going to keep monthly military experience going. Maybe. Let me think about this for a minute. Base of 0.30, then 0.03, then the 5% and the 2.8%, although that's more exhaustion, so really it's just going to be the 5%. It's going to increase it to... You know, honestly, this may not be as powerful as it seems. I think I'm getting a lot of military experience from combat, but not really from Tarhuns directly. I think I might consider replacing this now that I can. But with what is the question. Now, Huashana and Perua have the secondary effect of having manpower be a resource I'm using for colonization. And increasing my manpower directly from national manpower would still help with my manpower recovery rate, because then it would be recovering as a fraction of my total amount. Alternatively, Perua, I think, would be more directly helpful in recovering manpower faster. I think probably the math works out that national manpower flat is going to be more helpful. Plus, Morale of Army's Omen could be handy as a wartime option if I need it for a specific, any sort of specific, conquest that I think is going to be really difficult. Freeman output should also not be overlooked as a possibly quite strong passive. Plus, manpower recovery speed Omen could be nice to go to in 5 years while having the Freeman output bonus. Because the Freeman output is going to mean, let's just take a look and remind ourselves what Freeman do in this mod. Freeman are tax and manpower. Not that much, but they do contribute to it. And I will likely have a number of Freeman in my nation. In fact, I do already have quite a few. I think, though, having the national manpower itself be increased is going to be the strongest option for manpower purposes. I think at this point I feel comfortable on the military modifiers front of things. I mean, probably the nations around me that I'm the most nervous about are Zamari, and then obviously everyone over here is a bit more intimidating, but around here I'm still definitely maintaining a good pace of progression. Considering how much 5% is doing, which is not enormously a ton, it's plus 5%, really, yeah, so let's just ignore the war exhaustion. It's plus 5% to the base of 0.33, and then it becomes 0.35, so it's a 0.02 boost to military experience, which is really not better, I think, than 5% national manpower. And I don't have enough Freeman to have the tax economy benefits from Freeman output. Yeah. Let me go ahead and commit finally after talking about it for such a long time. I'm going to go for Huashana, who I mentioned before would likely be who I'd switch to, because the Morale of Army's Omen is also handy as an emergency if I know I need a military boost. Because Perua, with the Chariot Defense Omen, not too helpful for my army composition, unless I had like a Chariot Legion that I built. Wouldn't be amazing. Alright, let's switch over to Huashana, using some of our plentiful stability to do this. Okay. Manpower's been boosted a little bit. That's good. Let's continue saving our resources. And also, let's not forget to do... Also, let's consider, do I want to switch out mandated observance for something else? As my anti-corruption omen isn't necessarily needing to be boosted by 20%. There might be something better I can switch to. I could go to religious calendar briefly to help me lose war exhaustion faster. It might not be a bad idea. But then again, minus 0.15, so let's see. That's 6 months for one. Yeah, I'll have gotten to 0 by the time I'm doing my next war. Shouldn't be a problem. Unintegrated culture happiness might be handy right now to calm down my new populations. Or just provincial loyalty plus 0.05 directly wouldn't be terrible, although this would actually help with everyone's output as well. Or commerce income, or build cost and time. Lots of good options here. I think, honestly, strategic propaganda might be better right now than the anti-corruption from mandated observance. That being said, I'm barely going to have corruption decline, and that's only with mandated observance. If I lost the omen power bonus from this, likely what the omen would be either minus 0.06 or minus 0.05, which would either mean barely any corruption loss for my free hands characters or no corruption change for my free hands characters, and I do want to have corruption loss if possible. So let's actually keep it as it is, just with that in mind, and let's look for another source of corruption loss from somewhere else if we can. Okay, with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and do our... oh, I forgot how war councils work. It's a 10-year cooldown, not a 5-year cooldown. Whoops. Okay, well, as it turns out, I'm not going to be getting that claim after all. That was just a mind failure moment right there. But you know what? I'm fine to have conquered this and added it to my territory. I will be expanding into this region either way, so that's perfectly fine. Okay, well, with that in mind, I guess we can attack. Well, we have no claim on them. Yeah, so we actually have we only have a claim on these guys who won't attack me, so we can just wait out the truce, I suppose. April of 792. Okay. At this point, I think we just have to wait. There's not too much more we can do. We have no claims on anybody that we can attack. Okay, that's fine. Mission-wise, let's see. This will require 2 colonizations. This will require conquering 1 nation and 1 colonization. And this gives us a claim on Lower Urimenden, which will give us a claim on Wapara. That's nice. And Ostia gains the Conqueror statue. That's quite nice. That's a good place for it. Or, I mean, Asita, not Ostia. Okay. Which means I do want to colonize these 2 locations next. Alright, let us proceed. After I first double check and make sure. How's my... This guy is really not impressing me with his stats so far. Hopefully he has a big glow up or something, but his younger brother's looking a little bit more promising, but this is real dire. 12 and 16 for tutoring. Okay. I could send him off to become a mercenary once he's of age. That might help, but I don't know. Questionable stuff. Alright. We resume. Speed 3. May of 91 for Colonial Ventures, and January of 91, so next year for Divine Sacrifice. Let's keep enough PI ready to do that on cooldown, if we can. We're at peace, finally. At least for now. Okay. could build some ships, but I don't really think I need to at the moment. No need to until I need them, honestly. You know what I could also do is I could actually go for, I could go for the manpower one, but I don't really have enough manpower production here to make it worthwhile. Yeah. I'll leave it alone. Her manpower is coming from all over the place. Everyone's pretty peaceful right now. Won't stay that way for too long, but this is fine for me at the moment. Let's go to speed 4. The preeminent Pihasamua Harsiotis. Some say that throughout Asita there is one constant: the deeds and character of Pihasamua Harsiotis precedes him from the villas of the capital to the shabby border town. This is my very incompetent chancellor. Pihasamua has risen to great prominence and position as a public servant and aristocrat, and through his legendary private soirees has the ear of everybody worth knowing in Asita. He can no doubt make a useful domestic ally. Okay, so I could befriend him. Don't think that's too big of a deal. I could gain some popularity and rival him, or I could just do nothing. I don't really want to rival this guy, although I might be fine doing that if I can replace him with someone better. We are over capacity on the Harsiotis characters. There are definitely some good alternatives I could go for. I'm going to go ahead and rival him and gain some popularity. Then I'll replace him immediately with, let's see. Skeptical, shortcomings punished. Oh yeah, this guy, is this a pretender? No. Wait, I guess he's not a pretender. Okay. This was my former pretender, Zuzu. I'll go ahead and give Zuzu the position and give him free hands again. Alright. Works for me. You know what? I didn't lower my army maintenance, which I should have done. My mistake. Yeah, let's lower army maintenance. And I'll keep fort maintenance as it is. Also, in Bronze Age Reborn, another thing to know, another reason I'm going for such a high PI strategy, fabricating claims in Bronze Age Reborn has been rebalanced by the mod creators to be a staggering 50 PI to fabricate claims. This is a little over the top, I think, but... Alright, so I'm not doing it because I want to get my stability going again on the tick, and I have to wait for more PI after that. But I will probably fabricate on Zarhasa once I'm able to. Or maybe on Wapata. Can I do it on them? I don't border them, so I can't actually do it on them. That is a shame. Actually, I don't need that, because I'll get that claim through doing into West Taurus, so that should be fine. There's one grain. That's fine. Alright, I think I can now do... No, it's after the monthly tick because it... Yeah, that's right. It uses the whole month of January. We need to wait for the cost to go down. Speed 3. There it is. I mean, we could have done it with the... Yeah, so this UI is glitched out, but it is only 50. Okay, perform Divine Sacrifice. Let's get it going again. Keep the stability under control. Now we rebuild up to 50 PI to do a claim on someone, possibly on Padha. We shall see. Actually, probably on Zarhasa. Well, maybe. Hold on. I would kind of like to fully control my own region first, but I do need to expand in this direction either way. We'll see. We'll see. May 28th. A few months away. What was I just looking at? Okay, let's see. Oh, it's gone. I thought it was May 20th. Maybe it was March 20th. Oh, we're after May. Okay, I'm just not paying attention. That's fine. All right, let's do it. Let's do another colony here, and I think we probably want to go for the Saranduan colony over at Salusa. Probably. I think that's probably going to be fine. Salusa, there it is. All right, let's go ahead and just do it now. The best, or actually we've read this before. Found the colony at Salusa, a Asitan colony. Very nice. Move a bunch of people over. Now let's double check and see if we've lost a slave here. We didn't. Very good. All right, and that has grown the city over here nicely. Okay. We proceed. Now, incidentally, our truce with these guys ends April of next year, so let's keep that in mind. We may just wait for the truce to run out and then attack them. But I will go ahead and fabricate on Zarhasa anyways. Unless one of these gets me a claim over there. I don't think it does. It does not. But I will... Actually, I can do... Let me do the claim first, and then I'll do the colonization, because I can do it without any PI, but I need the manpower anyways, so I'll have to wait. Okay. Let's claim Zarhasa. Or is there anyone else that I'd rather claim instead? Padha gives me more territory, but also it gives me territory in the North Looker region, which I don't really want to enter too quickly. It's not within the scope of my mid-game goal here of Tatatasa. Though I will need to conquer this stuff. I may just not tag delete Padha and leave them out here. I then control the entry of the region, so that might be fine. There's an argument for that, for sure. Plus, this is the culture group border as well. And this would give me a border with Gassati, which opens up more opportunities as well. I think locking down this edge of the region locks everyone in here into my kind of area, so I think I'd rather claim Padha first. Is there any reason... Hold on. Let me first quadruple check. I'm not getting a claim on them from some other source. Lower Yrmidon. I get the claim from Lower Yrmidon, so I'm glad I'm not doing that. I'd be wasting the money. I'd be wasting the PI. So I get the claim on them from that, so that's completely fine. In that case, let's go ahead and maybe we claim... Yeah, let's continue expanding our presence. There it is. Let's claim Zarhasa. No need to make this too complicated. 50 PI. brutal, crazy cost, but we gotta do it. Province of Zarhasa. Let's get the claim going. Should be pretty brisk, April of next year, around the time that our, our truce with Tulahit is over. Okay. And now, let's go ahead and grab USA. And we will now just need Sumalit, and we will get the claims on Paraha and Wapara that we can make use of. Let's go down to just speed 3. Twisting the knife. Ukara, the first Takis, for reasons known only unto himself, has begun to view Timothy Alaris, another one of my family heads, with jealousy and distrust. Even having them in the same room as one another is bound to result in hostility. Troubling. Not great, but can't do too much about that. Barb power is looking pretty under control around here. Can maybe get away without paying for forts, but I think I will keep it going just in case if I get surprise invaded by Padha. I don't want to have my city out here be unfortified. That would be a bit of a disaster, to be sure. Not quite ready yet. This is under control. Migration's happening pretty slowly, but I want to bring people in from these exterior areas, at least for maybe a round or two. Okay. Especially from places like Zarzuti. Okay. We can go to war with Tulahit in just a few months here. Also, this is actually a year further away than I was expecting. For some reason, I thought this was in the same year as the Tulahit truce. It is not. Let's go ahead and boost up our maintenance and prepare for war. Once I first double-check I'm actually reading the math right. I should be. Okay, we should be fine. Let's just raise them here. Get them organizing, put them on to skirmishing, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Alright. One of our early game allies, soon to be one of our last early game neighbors who we will be fighting against. Now, I need to try to continue my manpower gain as much as I can. I'll try to just lower and re-raise, or in this case it'd be lower just by itself, so that I'm not using manpower that I want to put into Sumalit to get the claim. But we will attend to that. That's full. April 21st. My research looking 2.4, that's pretty good. Making good progress. Alright. Tulahit, your time has come. Let's take Upper Melas. Speed 3 is fine for this. A ruler is born. A son's been born to Ukuru, the first Takis, named Zaga Sula Waseni Takis. Okay. Well, my character is lustful, so that's not too big of a surprise that he's just going for it constantly. Got an unhappy family head. Can't do too much about that right now. We'll fight them in the mountain valley of Tulahit. That's probably going to be fine. Well, it's for sure going to be fine with these numbers. Also, we're only to catch 500 of them. That's fine. Siege begins. What do we have here? 300 garrison. I think I probably just assault this and then end the war right away. I don't need to get fancy here. I don't need to use this manpower for anything else right now. The Tarhasa War. It won't be ready for a number of, for about a year, a little bit less than a year. And the Paraha or possible Wapata wars won't be available until I colonize Sumalit. So let's go ahead and lower and re-raise. At the sacking of Tulahit, Ukara the First Takius has led his men to glorious victory during the siege of Tulahit. The enemy fleeing disgrace, and all that is left is to decide on how to treat the residents within. Needless to say, these spoils of war are likely to cause us back, and Asita to admire Ukara greatly, believing such wealth in the hands of one man could cause problems in the future. Let's remember that these guys up here are actually Ossitans themselves, so let's gently loot. This is our own people we're conquering here. And yeah, with that, let's just hang tight, let the stuff recover, and we should be good to go. Now, they didn't actually finish this mine in time, which is a shame. I won't be able to get the advantage of that, but here's what it is. Okay, sue for peace. I'll be taking this, thank you. 3 AE, that's fine. Okay. Alright, my king, the Luwian local power of Tulahit, accepts our generous peace offer. Tulahitan Upper Melas to Asita. The Tulahitian elite. After a protracted conquest, we have finally routed the Tulahitian armies and laid waste to their lands. During the sacking of their capital, many important prisoners were taken, many of them having previously held important positions in the Tulahitian clan council. They now languish in our dungeons, awaiting whatever fate we decide to impose upon them. But also, my army fully recovered instantly for some unknown reason, used up all my manpower. That's irritating, but I would lower and re-raise anyways, because we now have more population to work with. Alright, now, up here in Upper Melas, where should the capital be? In my opinion, I think that Pisata is a slightly better location than Tulahit, mainly because it's closer to Asita. There's really no need for this area up here to be fortified, and this place here is the right distance away from Asita. Fort line extends naturally. It also has fort line coverage almost with Warsti. Yeah, not quite, because Voranis doesn't actually border Warsti directly. So there's still a gap in the fort coverage here, but I want there to be as much fort coverage around my core as I possibly can get. Now, Pisata... Oh, you know what? Also, Tulahit is a mountain valley. I, for some reason, completely missed that and thought this was a farmland. This is absolutely not staying the capital up here. Capital is going to be Pisata, because I'm not out of my mind. I could also have Arahija be the capital. It's the right distance away from Orsti. It's much more like in the core here, next to my capital. But it's a little on the close side. That being said, I have these two options here. I think Arahija being the capital is probably... Also, it does already have a citizen here. I think I'll make the capital Arahija. I'll just have the entrance of the valley be the capital. I can put a city in Pisata later, but this is a bit closer to my core. It's like quite a bit closer, but having overlapping fort coverage here is certainly not a bad thing whatsoever. I don't need to min-max this. I have limited space to work with here. And Pisata is very deep in the valley, and it creates a hole next to the Warsti fort. Let's put the capital at Arahija. Right, this place is 100%, actually it's nearly 100% Assitan. It's missing a bit because we have this section out here that we don't control. And yeah, Civ change is fine for now. Let's go ahead and just destroy this fort up here. No longer necessary. Any other buildings at play around here? We have the mine up here for the stone. I will be keeping that for sure. And yeah, that is fine. So they go by. Alright, these guys want my olives. Yep, I'm sure they do. Oh my gosh. I just realized, what's going on with my name here? Alright, the border war continues to become less and less cohesive. I mean, border war is not really cohesive, that's kind of the point, but it's just some goofy name placement. We'll colonize this later, it's not a huge priority. Alright. Got a 15 levy, 15 cohort levy available now. That is more than enough. I'm happy I actually switched over to doing this corruption plan. Or anti-corruption plan, I should say. Okay. This looks good. I will build stuff in Adhesia later. For now, this is fine. Alright, I just need to colonize this, and then we're good to go. My next war will probably be against Zarahasa, because the claim with them will be done around March 1st. We'll see how quick the manpower recovers. Probably it's not going to be too quick. Also, let me go ahead and do a quick trade check. Anything better that I can reach? Not... Oh, I can reach double fruit. Alright. I'm going to cancel double livestock and get double fruit. I'd rather have the loyalty of characters bonus, and the commerce bonus is good too. Ugarit and Akra. Double livestock is good, but I'll get it later. I need the fruit. Okay, there we go. This guy's loyalty... Oh, he's a pretender again. Oh my god. Why did he become a pretender? Okay, we need to fix this. I'm bringing this guy in. Masamua. Guileless? Okay, this guy's skeptical though. Alright, I'm bringing him in. I don't care. I need the PI. But yeah, 2.22 PI, or look at that. Whew. That is political influence with a capital P and a capital I. American cities are growing nicely. I like that. Well, I probably want to set this to centralization as well, and then start building up the city in Adhesia sooner or later. 3.7, that's pretty good. Charitable contributions. Our officials in the province of Lower Melis report that they have been approached by some of the petty landowners in the area with donations of grain and other fare for the use by the state. Whether they are unable to sell it themselves or just model citizens, extra grain is always useful, though it has not yet been satisfactorily decided how the windfall should be deployed. Okay, food in Upper Melis, which will not be... Well, we got food recovery here, this is fine. Loyalty is not a problem up here. I can gain popularity, I gain a little bit of tyranny, or I can gain money and lose loyalty up here, or lose loyalty in Lower Melis, which won't do anything. 13 gold isn't a huge deal. This is about maybe 6 months of income. 15 popularity might be a little bit more helpful. It's not going to do that much, though, is the issue. Maybe a little bit of tyranny loss. Barely, just temporarily. I think I'd rather have the money. Asita gains 13.42 gold. Very nice. Okay. We proceed. Alright, 14 manpower per month. That's fairly brisk. You know what? I might actually... no, not yet. It's not going to do very much yet. Maybe 1 or 2 extra manpower per month. All the Asita provinces could be on the manpower one, because I'm just trying to gain manpower right now. Is it worth it, though, to spend 15 PI just to do that? It might be. Let me see how much manpower we're talking about here. We do a little bit of testing. We got plenty of PI gain right now. It's basically about 3 months each time. Seeking a patron... Oh, never mind. Oh, wait, no. Yes, mind. Opposite mind. This is not what I thought it was. As custom dictates, the eager yet politically inexperienced Tadahuziti Filiate has approached us in obeisance asking for our formal patronage. Such a request carries few practical duties, but would increase the standing of Tadahuziti among his peers. Such a benevolent action may also integrate us with the Asita elite. Give him 1 finesse, and I gain some popularity. Or I gain 1 finesse. I'm going to go for this. I don't care about this guy's loyal. Oh, this is a family head. This is a family head coming to me for this event. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I want the extra finesse for me. Alas, we seem to be somewhat busy washing our hair. Stupendous pun. That's an alleged stupendous pun at best. I don't know about that. Okay, let's give this a try. So hold on, let me first see how much, because centralized population might be a little underpowered, to be honest. Up info. No, well, actually, on paper, it's really strong. I think I want the manpower boost more. Okay, it's still 15. Let's check on the monthly tick, how it's looking. Plus the defensiveness isn't a bad thing either, if we get into an emergency situation. Okay, I don't think it's rounding up enough, so I don't think it's worth it, because I'm going to have the most population, 37. Actually, I have more over here, don't I? Yeah, I only have 29 here. I should have done it over here to really test it. Okay. I'm going to change this back. I don't think I have enough population of this to really make a difference right now in a way that's meaningful. I'd rather have the centralization continue, because without the modifier, centralization is noticeably slower. So let's change it back and be happy with our current arrangement. Centralization is all about the very slow progress of things, and I have a number of populations out here that I want to move in to my core city. All right, change it back, take it back to centralized population. All right, and with that, that's going to be a good stopping point for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.